The DNA within each of our cells contains all the information to make every kind of cell found in our bodies. Now, our human DNA is lumped into 23 paired chromosomes. Together they make our genotype. Certain pieces of this DNA, our genes, encode for different traits. In the most basic example, you get one gene from your father and one from your mother. The pairing of these genes determine the expression of our traits. However, there is one chromosome pair in humans that is different from all the rest, the sex chromosomes, known as the X and Y chromosomes. Although they're recessive, genes for color blindness are found only on the X chromosome. Since males only have one X chromosome, color blindness is more prevalent in males than in females. But let's dig a little deeper with some scientific help.
A sex-linked gene is a gene that is present on one of the sex chromosomes. As you know, the difference between a boy and a girl is only in two chromosomes. One is called the X chromosome, and the boys have a Y chromosome. So a boy will be XY, and a girl will be XX. She will have two X's, he will have one, but he will have also a Y chromosome. So these are the sex chromosomes, and each one of them has genes on it. They work like any other gene that's present on the non-sex chromosomes, which we call the autosomes. But they have different functions that may affect different parts of the body. So an example of a sex-linked gene, like I said earlier, could be a gene that is responsible for color vision, specifically for green and red pigment. And we know now that about 8% of males are colorblind. Now, how these sex-linked traits are passed from parents to children is really interesting. If the gene is on the X chromosome, for example, as you know, a woman will have two X chromosomes. And let's assume that we call them X chromosome 1 and X chromosome 2. When she's forming her eggs and the eggs are maturing, she's going to pass one or the other of these X chromosomes. Let's assume that the mutation of the gene that you're interested in, let's say color vision, is on X1 in her. She has a 50-50 chance when she's producing her eggs to pass either this X chromosome or that X chromosome to the egg. So any woman is, if she carries a sex-linked disorder or sex-linked trait, then she has a 50% chance of passing it on into her egg. Therefore, the male now, when he produces the sperm, has an X and a Y, and he has no choice. He will pass the X or the Y. If he passes the X, then there will be a girl who's a carrier like her mom. If he passes the Y, he's going to have a boy now who's affected with the trait because he's not protected by the other X chromosome.